What up, though, brothers and sisters? This is your brother, SPEAKROC. Hey, thank y'all for being with me. Hey, today I got a special treat for you all. You know, I always try to interview and connect with special people that's in our community that's doing big things. And this one I believe y'all really gonna like, because we got a young lady that is passionate about firearms. She's passionate about teaching firearm safety. She's passionate about teaching people, being involved with firearms. And I just think that's a huge thing. And I would dare say there's probably even much, much more to her. So as you can see, she's here with us right now. I call her Skip for short because her name is something else that people have issues pronouncing, but I'm gonna let her say it. But bottom line is, this is the CEO of Skips Tactical Solutions. And she has an organization that is doing major things. She's on Facebook, Instagram. Do you have a Twitter?
I do. I'm not really active though.
Okay. We're gonna have to do something about that, dear, because Twitter is that deal still, man. So with that being said, with no further ado, brothers and sisters, go ahead and please welcome, I call her affectionately Skip. What's up, Skip? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
No worries, no worries. Thank you for making time to be on. Real talk, this is just gonna be me and you chopping it up. So let me just bring you in like this. We was talking offline earlier, talking about, who followed who during social media. And I believe I started following you. And the reason why I followed you is because I was just excited for a number of reasons. Being a member of a gun club at the time, I think I came across your page. I think I was searching gun clubs and just searching people who deal with firearms. And, two people that really sparked my interest. Bottom line is, it will probably be safe that the handling of firearms or the sport of firearms or teaching classes in firearms is probably dominated by the male population. You think that would be safe to say?
That is a safe assumption.
Okay. But with that being said, so it's always interesting when you see something that is out of the so-called norm. Just because it's out of the norm doesn't make it wrong. If anything, it makes it every bit of right, if that's even proper English. But with that being said, I saw you and I saw a young lady, Trigger Happy Firearms. I believe her name is Tig for short. Mm-hmm. Just really, y'all was out here doing y'all thing, really engaging with the community, really being passionate about teaching, proper firearm handling. And I just thought that was magnificent. And there was a lot of other things. You being military and myself being prior service military, I was just like, wow, this is just pretty cool. So I just went ahead and clicked like, and we've been following each other ever since, maybe about what, a year now?
Almost a year.
Almost about a year. And, it's just been one of those things. You've been supportive of just the stuff that I post. And I'm like, wow, it's like, she like that? Like, okay, So maybe I'm just not out here making up stuff, but not much about me. I want to talk about you. So please do me a favor. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people and go ahead and just go into what is Skips Tactical Solutions.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Avery Skipalis, and everyone calls me Skip for short. And I am a firearms instructor. I teach intro to pistol, rifle, gun cleaning workshops, concealed carry, all of the above. But my company is Skips Tactical Solutions, and I started my company in March 2018. And I started my company because I saw that there was a lack of, I guess I can say, quality instruction. And it was something that I'm very passionate about. I'm a firearms instructor in the Air Force. And so I was looking at the level of training that people are getting and the quality, and I'm like, it wasn't really up to my standard. And I'm one of those types of people, instead of me really complaining about it, then I really need to get out here and do something about it. So I'm located in Tampa, Florida. extremely passionate about firearms training and just getting families out here and learning about how to protect ourselves.
Wow, wow. And that right there is such a, in my opinion, that's a large, a large responsibility to put on your shoulders. Even because you said, hey, look, I saw some things going out as it pertains to firearm safety. I didn't like what was going on. Being a military member, I know all about, what proper, firearm safety is. And you felt to yourself you had to do something about it. Now tell me this, like, did you think that was like, man, this is a huge undertaking? Like, this is, am I going to bite off more than I can chew? What was the thing that really pushed you into saying, you know what, I got to do something? Like, what incident?
The incident that really changed the game for me, I would say, would be the Parkland shooting here in Florida. I'm located in Florida, like I said, and I have 2 young children in their elementary school. And that really said a lot to me that we had a police officer that didn't go into the school. There is a level of training that everyone needs. And you have to be, it's all about being confident at the end of the day. You have to be confident in your abilities. And I'm not going to say that he wasn't confident, but what I'm going to say is there were teachers, there were children, and there were just the other workers that are around the school, right? And they were in harm's way. A lot of, lives were lost that didn't have to be lost. So for me, that incident was way too close to home. And I've had people over the years that would say, oh, Skip, I think you need to teach people outside of work. And I would go, oh, I don't have time. And honestly, Parkland happened and God placed it on my heart that I needed to start a company. But I said, I personally told God I didn't have time. And he said, you're going to find time. Oh, wow. And I found time. And so I was obedient and I listened. And there was something that could have easily been my children's school. And I want to be the change. I want to empower people to know how to protect themselves and their children. And the more good guys and girls that we get out here that are armed to protect us, the more that those bad guys are going to go, oh, gotta go.
I understand that. Sounds as if like there was the maternal instinct in you kicked in, definitely kicked in the overdrive. But then the military, the service member side of you kicked in. Like, it sounds like, would I be wrong in saying, at the end of the day, you're a protector?
I am. Like, I've taken on the duty to protect my country. And now I'm taking on the duty just to protect my local community as well, because I'm going to teach them the skills to help them learn how to protect themselves.
That's huge. That's huge. Now, let me ask you this. Being that you've already opened up the conversation as it pertains to a pop culture event, and I shouldn't say pop culture. Let me not say it like that. A social event such as the Parkland shooting. And by you being a resident of the state of Florida, I'm just being honest. There's a lot that seems as if it goes on with Florida with firearms and, let's put it out there, the stand your ground law that's in Florida. Now, and I should, it probably goes without saying, because you already said, you know what, Parkland shooting, that affected you. Let me just ask you this. Let's just ask it off the cuff. What were your thoughts? What were your feelings when you heard about the situation with Trayvon Martin?
I feel like at the end of the day, like, someone doesn't always have to die. It doesn't always have to come down to that. But when it comes to the laws, I encourage people to get very smart on the law, because the law can either put you in jail or keep you out of jail. And when it comes to stories like that, it just tears my heart up, because someone lost their life, someone's child, someone's brother, someone's something, with a lot of these stories. And you have to be a responsible gun owner, and you have to, sometimes it doesn't have to be a gun. Sometimes it can be your hand. If you're scared, maybe you need to get in a fist fight versus actually using your gun. But with the firearm, you cannot be trigger happy at all.
Yeah. It's a heavy situation because a lot of people can say, well, this is the time where the stand your ground law probably didn't serve anyone any justice. Because I'm not saying that it can be confusing. It seems pretty clear, but it's unfortunate. And this is just in my opinion. I think this is when people who desire to be trigger happy, as you put it, they can manipulate that law and use it to their benefit to do something malicious. And go ahead.
No, I was going to say that is true. But what I am more relieved about nowadays that we didn't really have back in the day is cameras. So there's cameras a little bit everywhere now. And a lot of these things that may not have been caught on camera before, they're being videoed. And it's able to bring some of these people to justice. But with some of these cases, I'm a firm believer in karma. You know, you may have been acquitted, you may have gotten out this time, but it will always catch up with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's, you know what? Let's talk about one situation. Did you see, I believe you made a post about it in Chicago. This was just a couple of days ago, where a young lady was at a bus stop. Okay. And, you know, I don't know the dimensions or what have you. Let's just say a male. I don't know if he was a Caucasian male or whatever the case may be. He wanted to rob somebody. Guess what? On this day, he decided to try to rob the wrong person. When you read that report or when you saw it on the news, what were your thoughts? Like, let me paint the picture, because I don't think I painted the picture good enough. For everybody who didn't see it, there was a young lady who was at a bus stop. She, was about to get robbed by a male. The male tried to rob her. At the end of the day, young lady pulled out her firearm. She was licensed to carry. That's key. Yep. She was licensed to carry, and she fired on him. And I think he passed away.
Yes, sir.
Took him to the hospital. What were your thoughts after you heard the whole story?
I'm gonna be honest. My initial thoughts were I was happy.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna say that I'm happy for someone to die. I'm gonna say I'm happy that the story wasn't flipped around, because if she did not have a way to protect herself, right, then she possibly could have died. So it would have been woman at bus stop killed, or body found at bus stop. But these robbers are gonna learn one day. You run up on someone, right? You try to burglarize their home, try to burglarize just them in general, right? You do not know who is licensed to carry. You do not know who is willing to defend themselves. And I am so happy that not only was she licensed to carry, right, but she actually knew how to use her firearm. So she stopped the threat and she left the scene. And I'm proud of her, and she remained anonymous, but I mean, she took care of what she needed to take care of. She didn't have to call 911 and say, hey, I was raped, or hey, I was robbed. She took care of it herself, and she was legal.
I like how you stress that. She was legal.
Because, at the end of the day, you can defend yourself, but, if you're not doing things properly, then you may be in trouble as well. And that's where a lot of people get the whole Florida stand your ground. You need to know what the law says. I tell people, you cannot run up on someone and hit someone. If someone fears for their life, and that's what they have to say, they fear for their life, they can properly defend themselves. And so at what point in time are we going to stop putting our hands on people or And I mean, it has to be something to where you really feel like someone's a threat, because when they react and shoot you and they felt like they were being threatened, right? They felt like they were in serious bodily harm or something like that, then they're justified. So Florida has to stand your ground, but if someone is just hurting someone and they don't have to, and I remember one of the incidents were over a parking spot. Someone got into it at a gas station, and if you don't know the law, and I tell people, you know, when it comes to my concealed carry class, this class is $60. This is the bare minimum that you're gonna get. I cover a lot of the things that are popular, like, you know, carrying a firearm in restaurants or use of deadly force, you know, what different types of holsters, things like that. But there is a whole statute. You need to comb through that statute and find out what applies to you, because I could teach a 10-hour class and I still wouldn't cover everything. So what applies to you, you need to know, and what doesn't apply to you, okay, just keep it in the back of your head, because it may apply to someone else and you can help someone else later. But the law is extremely important. I tell people the law is the first thing that's going to get you in trouble. Gun crimes are taken very serious.
Absolutely. And I just want to, you know, just entertain me for just a small moment. And I'm not trying to be morbid or disrespectful, but this is my podcast and I can have a fun conversation if I desire to. I'm just being honest. I was curious to how was she carrying? I'm just curious. Because,
how was she carrying?
Yeah. Don't tell me you know.
No, I don't know how she was carrying. But I mean, there's a plethora of ways that you can carry, right?
Right.
But what I do want to speak on is her situational awareness.
That's good.
Because she was aware enough to be able to get to her firearm and defend herself. Because if someone is grabbing you, you know, I can promise you she wasn't on Facebook, you know, all in her phone with some headphones on, you know, watching a YouTube video or something like that. She had to be paying attention because she was able to stop the threat. Because if not, then he would have been able to yoke her up and do who knows what to her. But this digital age, a lot of people are not paying attention. A lot of people are walking and talking on their phones, walking and scrolling, you know. If you're out somewhere in public, you need to be watching, because there's someone out there that is a bad person. They're out there.
Absolutely.
You know, they're not going to wear a scarlet letter and say, hey, I'm a bad person. It's going to be that one person that you may not think is a bad person, and they may just want to do you harm. And if you're not watching, you know, there's another thing that I teach in my class is your routines. It could be the way that you drive to work. It could be, for me, I have to watch my routine if I run outside. Because obviously there's a way, you know, that's more convenient for me. There may be a way that has a hill. Maybe I don't want to run uphill, right? Maybe I just want that flat road. But if I constantly take that flat road, when I get off from work, there's going to be people that are going to be heading home around that time, right? And then they're going to see, oh, okay, that one girl's running again today, or that one woman's running, or that one guy's running. And I mean, there could just be people canvassing areas to see who gets home at 5 o'clock.
Right.
Or who hasn't been home in a couple of days, right? And so if you're not watching your routines, then other people will pick up on them. I promise you, there is someone out there that knows your routine. And it could not be that they know it in a malicious way. They just know it because that's part of their routine, to drive by your house. And then they're driving by your house and they see, oh, for 2 days, there's been no cars at this house. So think about the people who are out there canvassing the areas to do bad things. They're looking.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's interesting also in that interview about that shooting, that the bystanders that the media interviewed, they clearly stated like, hey, guess what? This is a pretty, you know, this neighborhood is not the safest. Okay. You know, and it seems as if they interviewed a male and a female, and they both was applauding the licensed carrier. They were applauding her, saying like, hey, look, he had what, and they didn't pick no bones about it. He had what was coming to him.
Yep.
I would just like to, because especially for you, this is a good, like in the military, we always have, our teaching methods, and we have our, examples or what have you. I would still like to know more information in detail, because it can go such a long way. What was the stature of this woman? Was she 5 foot? Was she 5'6"? Was she 6 foot? Don't know. Was she petite? How large was the male? Was he average size, or was he a small male, the same size as the woman, or was he a larger size male? Because I believe, especially by you being an instructor, and let's just call it what it is, let's speak about the elephant in the room, you're a female instructor. Notice I called you instructor first, because that's the respect I give you based on what you do. But the fact of the matter is, you're a female instructor, and I say female to take the excuses away from people who feel as if, oh, I could never, use a firearm, or I'm scared of using a firearm. Why? I'm just a little female. So, so I say that because I haven't seen any of your classes, but I've seen the pictures on social media of people you've been with. It seems as if you have a connection with people, and you're making it happen, and you really, it seems like you're just connecting. And I would really like to know the details on, just everything. How far away was he from her? Did she get grabbed? Whatever. I just think that'd be that'd be great teaching material, for your class. I'm pretty sure you get asked a lot of questions all the time. Do you ever get posed with people who are timid because they are female?
A lot. And another thing is, I think I can connect with people so well because I didn't grow up around guns.
Okay.
And I was introduced to guns in the military. And for me, there was that timid time that I had, or it may not even be that, it was just I wasn't good at it. I didn't know much about it, right? So tad bit intimidated, didn't want to deal with it, and also thought that it didn't really apply to me. I don't really need to carry a gun for safety.
Right.
But I think I can connect so well with individuals because, for one, I care. I'm not doing this for the money. And two, I think there's so many people who can just relate to me. And when people see me, like, one of the things people tell me most often is, oh, you're so little and cute. And I'm like, thanks.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing.
No, it's funny,
It's funny. The reason why I'm laughing is because you're a military service person. And I know that you've been through some training. And through my experience, it's the little and cute ones you got to watch out for. Like,
always.
Like, I hope they're not saying that. Like, if they knew what I knew, they'll be like, oh, okay. Yeah, she little and cute.
And I mean, I think they say it as, a compliment, or I'll have, people that'll say, oh, you and your little uniform's so cute, and you're just so cute. And I'm like, thanks, I mean, I guess I'd rather be cute, but, right. I can relate to a lot of people because I'm an average female. I'm 5'2", and I guess I can say I'm petite,
Okay.
And so it's the women who are smaller, sometimes who are more intimidated. And then I can relate to them on the mother side as well. There's right. A lot of people who do not want to have firearms around their children, or I can relate to them on how they really need to think about the safety of their children as well. Because sometimes it's, no, I don't need a gun, I don't want a gun, or can't have a gun around my kids. But your kid may come in contact with the firearm while they're sleeping at someone else's house, right? So I want to connect with people. And on Facebook, I have a group called Skip's Tactical Solutions Family. Right. So you can join my family, on a main Instagram or main Facebook page. It's not really intimate, right? Anyone can comment, anyone can say anything. But in a closed group, you can post whatever you want. And that's where I want people to be able to interact with each other and not be bashed, because so many times you see where someone posts a picture of, say it might be a gun that they just got this new gun. It might be a budget gun, right? Because they don't have a lot of money, but they just got their first firearm, or they got a firearm that they've really been loving, and they post it and someone's like, oh, that cheap piece of crap. Like, no, you can't do that, you know? Or I saw the other day where a guy posted a picture with his new firearm that he had built, right? And someone commented, you know, everyone's like, congratulations, congratulations. And someone else commented, you don't need to post everything that's in your arsenal. You don't want people to know what you have in your home. So obviously this man posted this picture because he was proud of it, right? And it's those little things that may stop someone from joining more into that gun community or opening up to people more. So normally when I see things like that, I won't comment, but I just felt it on my heart that I needed to comment. And I put the disclaimer out there, if the shoe fits, then wear it, you know? But you need to watch when you're commenting to people, because that may just completely turn them off from it. And how do you know that's his first gun? He may have 15 other guns and he only posted this one picture, but that really, really kills it for a lot of people. Because I know for me, sometimes it would kill it when you post something and people are like, oh, that's stupid. And it's like, no, I thought this was the bomb. What do you mean this is stupid? For people, I want to be that relatable person. And with me being on social media, I thought it was very important to get my face out there, because for one, my face is the face of my company because it's me. And initially I would have people say, oh, can I speak to the owner? And I'm like, oh, that's me. And they're like, no, you're the spokesperson. I want to speak to the owner. Like, you're the and I'm like, no, but I'm the instructor as well. And I wanted people to see me and see like, okay, she's the instructor. Okay, so she's gonna, and I take a lot of time out of my personal time to interact with people. Like I do a weekly live video. And the weekly live video is me, first I gather questions from people. So that's me interacting with people and getting the questions from them. But I also sit down, get my stuff together, get my material together for me to do the live video. And people don't understand there's a front end and a back end and everything. So I'm pretty much taking 3 to 4 hours out of a week just to bring a live video, to bring free content to people, because not everyone here is local. But then when you can interact with me and you can post a comment and you can have me respond to you live, or you can have me respond to your comment later, you're gonna see, oh man, she's a real person, and man, she's horrible at videos, but she's starting to get better at her videos, you know? And they can grow with me. And I think that's very important, because I'm not perfect. And I want people to know, like, I have literally been on a journey from me not knowing how to take a weapon apart by myself and having the person beside me help me, to now me being able to be an armor and a gunsmith and be able to have my own company. And I think that just speaks volume as to, if Avery can do it, then anybody else can do it too.
That's huge. I like that. Now, let me ask you, you bring up some interesting things that you segue perfectly. I remember when, you know, and I keep bringing her name up, but shout out to Tig, Happy Firearm Solution, whatever her name is.
Yeah, Tig, she's out there killing it.
Yeah, she's killing it, man. Salute to her. This was like in the beginning when I first started following her. And I noticed she would, you know, she would do her little comments, little 60-second Instagram, you know, just giving advice or whatever the case may be. And one of the times I noticed that she got a little irritated with probably some of our people, maybe, I don't know, but just some people out there just in social media verse, just saying stuff, and I think she got irritated one time, and you know, something just came upon my heart, and I just texted her. I was like, hey, look, you're doing your thing, keep doing your, not text her, excuse me, text, I'm saying text. Tig, don't get, if you see this, don't get mad at me. I do not have Tig number. So I messaged her on IG. So I sent her a message. I said, hey, look, you're doing your thing. Keep it up. Don't let these people get to you. Or, you know, whatever. And she was like, hey, thanks for that, da, 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 da. And from there, she changed up her whole, the way she reacts to people, or interacts, I should say. And really, that didn't ever hurt the community. Well, no, I'm not going to say the gun community, the firearms community. It hurt everybody who's not actually in the community yet, because what she did, she limited herself, her interaction. And I say, well, shame on y'all now, because this person who is knowledgeable as she is, she's limiting herself. So that brings me to this question. Have you met any flack? You personally. Now, I know you ran to the rescue of somebody that's on your page. They were getting some flack. Have you gotten any flack? Especially you're female, you're African American, you're out here talking about have a gun, be safe with a gun. You know, you're encouraging it. You're not running away from it. Have you received any flack from anybody saying, well, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be teaching this. You know, this is just too much. I don't know. This is the way a lady's supposed to act. God only knows what people say. Have you received any flack?
So first I'm going to say, the guy that I don't want to say came to the rescue, but the guy that I butted in for, that wasn't on my page, but I saw it in another group and I just felt like I needed to speak up. I have received a lot of flack, but I will caveat that by saying I get more support than I do, I'll call them haters. Okay. I've had people just say I mean, you name it, they say it. But I'm not really going to give them a lot of airtime because I think they're immature. And I learned at the beginning of this whole Skip's Tactical Solutions, Avery, get your face out there, you know, do live videos. I really, really toyed with, I struggle with getting my face out there because as we know, trolls are something serious. And people are just mean nowadays. So I'm like, oh man, you know, what are they gonna say? And I've had people say things. I mean, I've had somebody post, you ugly, you this, you that. And I realized that every single person that had something negative to say about me didn't know me. Like they knew nothing about me, right? So everything negative that they were saying, it was something within themselves that they were not happy with. So you are going off on someone that you don't know, and you're going off on them for no reason, right? And I say, I'm out here doing something to better everyone else. I'm out here trying to make a difference. And if you have constructive feedback for me, I'm all ears and I want to hear it, right? And if someone's going to try to tear me down, which it was them trying to tear me down, then I need you to get a platform and get out here and make a difference. And it's just going to happen. It's the internet. It's the day and age. I feel like the humanity is taken away from a lot of the interactions because a lot of people are dealing with other people online. They're playing video games. Like they're swiping left and right. You know, they're not really getting out and meeting people in real life. So the whole, man, if I say this, is it going to hurt her feelings? That's really taken away from that. And then some people just don't really care about hurting people's feelings. So I have received some flack, and I've had guys say, you know, oh, because you're a girl, or me being a gun bunny. And for those of you who don't know what a gun bunny is, a gun bunny is someone who people refer to as someone who poses with guns, just girls who pose and they don't do it, you know, any type of, I don't want to say they don't add value, but they're mainly just posting, right? My thing is I'll go back to your question. I have received some of the flag, but I mean, I really, like one day I realized that I was just giving them too much of my time. Like if I would respond to someone, sometimes I would feel like I needed to respond because if they're posting something and it's inaccurate, like she ain't even certified, right? And I don't respond. Some people only read the comments. They'll never post, but they just read the comments. And I'm like, man, if someone reads that and I don't respond, they're going to think, oh, this guy called her out, right? and she's not certified. Man, she didn't even respond, so she must really not be certified. But I felt like some of those things I had to respond. And sometimes now I will respond to every single comment but the ugly comment, and so that'll let them know I saw their comment, but I'm not even gonna respond. So they're probably thinking like, man, is she mad? Or, you know, is she gonna respond? Like, they're waiting on me to respond, but I'm not even gonna give it a response because they don't deserve a response. And when it comes, another thing that I've had an issue with is I want to put this out here right now. I don't deal with racism. If you are racist, do not go to any of my pages because I don't deal with it. You will get blocked, and I won't even address you because you're wrong. I won't give you the airtime. But I've dealt with a lot of people that are racist. You can be black, white, purple, yellow, and still be racist. It doesn't matter. And I'm trying to put a stop to that as well. But I've had people come at me and, you know, go in my inbox and say different things. And I support everyone because I don't want anyone to not support me because of the color of my skin. So if you find yourself out there not supporting someone or saying something about someone because of the color of their skin, and you do not know that person in particular, then you really need to think about it because you're wrong. So I really don't give the negative people the airtime anymore because there's way more positive than there is negative. And I personally know that I'm doing something to change lives. And when I do encounter people that I change their life, it just makes me happy. But another thing is when it comes to just negative people in general, like just don't give them any play. Like they're gonna get tired of people ignoring them. And on the internet, like I feel like it really hampers a lot of people from getting out there and doing their thing, because there was a couple times where I was like, man, I think I just might stop. But I'm built so tough to where I just started responding. I would tell people, like, you're gonna have to come with something better than that. Like, ugly, okay, somebody likes it. You know, like you can say a lot of things about me and that's not gonna bother me because I'm secure in who I am, what I know, and what I'm doing, to where your words won't hurt me.
That's good. I love to hear that. I mean, I wanted people to hear that, to understand that the labor of love that you're going through, because here's the fact of the matter is you're still gainfully employed in the United States military, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You got a life to live. You're a mother, you're a wife, you're busy. And you know, you are an individual who says, you know what? I'm going to share with the world. I'm going to share with my direct community. And you know, you hit the nail on the head. You have ignorant people out here who just, have nothing better to do except say ignorant things, and try to hurt other people. And now I will say this, and not trying to correct you, but we're sharing viewpoints. Now I don't feel that everybody can be racist. I don't think so. I think everybody can be prejudiced, and I believe everybody can be like a lot of males can be male chauvinists and things of that nature. Because racism it is a system that if you have ownership of things, you can hold other people back. That's pretty much what the definition of a racist is. So say, for instance, if I just met a Native American, and that Native American was like, I just don't like you. And you just not liking me isn't racist. That's just, you're just prejudiced. You have your reason for not liking me, but nothing you do holds me back. You can't hold me back just not liking me. Racism is like, so say for instance, I have a gun shop, and you know, here comes Skip, and Skip wants to shoot my gun shop. And I'm like, no. Not only do I not like that she's an African-American female, I don't want the fact that I don't want her being proficient in shooting. I don't want her shooting at all. Therefore, I want to hold back everything that she's trying to do in teaching other people. Now he's crossed the line in being prejudiced into racist because he's using his system to hold you back from doing what you got to do. And in either event, all those people, racist, prejudiced people, they're all, let's just say it, they're all ignorant.
Yep.
They're all ignorant. And if they saw, like I see, like, so I'm a father of 3 girls. When I see you, and let's just look, I'm always gonna put it out there. I got African-American daughters, real talk, black daughters, whatever you want to call them, African daughters, whatever kind of anything that falls up under the people of the sun, call them whatever. To me, when I look at you, I'm like, man, like you are like the promise of what my daughters could be. They can start off with one thing, you know, I serve my country, you know, I'm a service member. But then as you grow and as you develop, you grow and develop into other things. The next thing you know, you got Skip's Tactical Solution that everybody can benefit from. So if those people could really open their eyes, they would see, like, man, she's a credit to everything that we do, especially, and you know what would have been worse? If those people who were making those comments, if they were actually in the firearm community. That'd have been worse. Oh, that's ridiculous. How you gonna cut down one of your own? Just freaking stupid. Anyway, don't get me to talking. I'm gonna mess around, get mad, and be ready to fight somebody. So, you know. Look. I got a question for you, though. Mm-hmm. In the city of Detroit, I'm not sure if it's the current police chief or if it was the previous police chief. I want to say the current, and if I'm wrong, anybody who sees this interview, please correct me in the comments. The police chief stated, and I quote, every citizen of Detroit should go get licensed and get their CCW. The reason is so that the city would be a safer place if everybody carried, end quote. Comments?
I think we can look at some of the states or cities that, you know, the gun laws are stricter and look at the crime rates. When there are more armed citizens who can protect themselves, I mean, that's going to cut back on the crime. It's going to be a deterrence. A lot of people aren't going to be out there and trying to commit crimes because they know, I mean, just think about it. Gun-free zones are typically where a lot of the crimes happen, right? So if that state doesn't have really strict laws on carrying concealed, you know, and he's encouraging his citizens to go out there and get licensed to carry, I don't see how that cannot deter criminals.
Now, do you believe it will become a safer city?
I do believe it would become a safer city because think about it, the criminals are not out here taking concealed carry classes. The criminals are not out here being law-abiding citizens, you know? When you have responsible gun owners, they are safer and they're making those, some of them are making those good judgment calls. But you don't have these responsible gun owners, legal concealed carry holders that are out here robbing people at the bus stop.
Right. Now, needless to say, the police chief caught some flack for that comment. But there is a huge push that's happening. And unfortunately, it seems as if with every incident that takes place in the United States of America, you know, be it any mass shooting, any, you know, public shooting in a school, at a mall, or what have you, it seems like the case is being built over time to come up with gun reform. Okay? You know, I know for me, I was very vocal when there was the, I think it was over the summer, this past summer of 2018. Could have been the summer or the spring. Where it was the spring, as a matter of fact, leading into the summer, where the young people, it was a national walkout day in high schools. And they were protesting, which I have no problem with protests. Anybody that follows me on my pages and they understand what SPEAKROC is about, they'll know that I'm a very active activist. And, you know, I will stand for justice and truth. And I believe there's power in our voice. There's power in unity. But I did take exception to that national walkout day of a bunch of young men and women that was calling for gun reform. Because my issue and concern was, how did this national walkout day manifest itself so quickly? So quickly. You couldn't get them many kids to get together to change the menu for lunch, you know? But somehow all these youth had the backing and were able to organize and walk out. So a lot of times I think there's another hand at play, because I believe with a broad brush, there's systems at play that's trying to bring forth gun reform. And but that system, they don't understand how much is going to harm the legal, law-abiding citizen that is your license to carry a firearm. So, I mean, am I a little off with that? I mean, what are your thoughts?
No, I agree with you. There's a lot of people that are not educated out there when it comes to firearms. Guns do not kill people. People kill people.
Yeah.
But if someone's out there advocating for a right to be taken away from us, they're not really looking at the whole picture of the right. Like, so you want for me to call 911 and have a average response time in the US of about 15 to 20 minutes if someone's breaking into my home. You don't want me to be able to protect myself? Why not? But I think the other side of that is the cases where you have the legal gun owners who are stopping these crimes. They're not getting the publicity that they need. They're barely getting airtime on the news. You might see one or two and it's not on the major networks. And majority of the people who don't know anything about guns, they don't know. So they're not hearing about these stories where someone walked into a grocery store or someone walked into a restaurant and someone that was sitting at a table enjoying their dinner with their family, right, was a legal gun owner and was able to stop the threat. So if after that, you can say, no, I think we need, to be stricter on our gun laws or take these guns away or take that away. I don't see how you can, in your right mind, say that, because people are stopping threats every single day and we're just not hearing about it. So the legal gun owners that are out here being modern day heroes, right? You don't want to take that away, because that's just going to put more work on the cops as well. There's going to be more victims. And once someone's a victim, then that's just a whole nother road they're going to have to go down and deal with. And you don't want that.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, so let's get into this real quick. And probably two more questions, I'm going to let you go. I see you take pictures with new gadgets and new toys all the time. And, what are your requests like? What are your responses? Because I'll see you at the grocery store and you got this new purse, and it's not a regular purse. It's one of your concealed purses. Like what's the feedback that you get for the products that you show? And you're basically showing people how fundamentally easy it is to be a woman that can still carry. But guess what? You carrying and you still got some class about you. And you as the young people like to say, you still got that drip. So like Like, what's the feedback that you get from that?
I do get males who tag their spouses, you know, or tag their sisters, tag their moms and say, hey, you know, check this out. I have women that say that they appreciate that I'm sharing these different things because they really didn't know that that was out there. Or for me, there's also people who will, you know, come at me for saying that you can't carry in a purse. I mean, if I have to carry in a purse, then I'm going to carry in a purse. And I just think that's just me being realistic. I want to be available to all demographics that I can be. You know, everybody's not going to relate to me, but there may be a woman who is just too scared to carry on her body. There may be a male who's just too scared. So I want to show them that's a possibility to carry off your body. I carry off my body at times.
Can I be honest with you?
Mm-hmm.
I am not a fan, not because I have anything against it. I just don't feel comfortable with appendix carry. Because sometimes I see you appendix carry and I'm like, man, I cannot do that. Like, I just don't want to do it. Like, so you make an excellent point. You're giving people and you're teaching people without even charging people. That's what I look at. I say, man, she's showing y'all the variety of ways that you can carry off your body or either on your body. So, I mean, salute to you, because I still don't know how you do that appendix carry, but I don't know.
You know, for men, it's a little bit harder. But that's another thing, you know, there's a difference in carrying for a male and a woman. And, you know, for a male, they can carry on their hip. But for women, you know, some of our hips are wider. So for me, I can't carry on my hip. So it's going to need to be somewhere on the front of my body, but I'm also more comfortable carrying in the front of my body. You'll never catch me carrying in the small of my back. And that's just something that's not natural for me. And I teach people, you know, someone comes up on you, they're probably going to come up behind you, right? And if your gun's back there and you can't really get to it, that's something that you need to think about. But I try to relate to everybody. I will not ever say, unless it's something safety related, don't ever carry this way. Because there may be that one person who's comfortable carrying in that position, and I just said, don't do it, and they're comfortable. So, I mean, who am I to tell them that they can't carry that way, you know? But there's a lot of things. I've had people reach out to me and say, what do you think about Cerakoting your gun, getting color on your gun? I mean, I've been owning a firearm for a very long time, and I just recently did it. But I mean, if someone wants to invest their money in it, and another way that I look at it is, if someone is going to be more excited about carrying a firearm because it's pink or because it's purple or blue, who cares? They are carrying. So who are you to judge them? So, you know, just as long as they're not out here, and I mean, if it's concealed, it's concealed. Who can see it? So I'm not out here to judge anybody. I can carry my rose gold Glock 43 and I can bang. I can do whatever I need to do. I can pew pew, whatever it is, right? Just like a black Glock 43. And 9 times out of 10, when I pull it out, you know, they're going to be like, what did she just pull out? And then by that time, I've shot them already, you know? They're like, what is that? And it was my gun, and I just shot you. But, you know, I'm really big on do what's comfortable for you. I don't want you to be like me, but I want you to be educated, and I want you to see the different options that are out there. There are purses out there, and I found a company that I like because for so long, all the purses were, I'm going to be quite frank, they were ugly. And I like to, I mean, even if I'm going to carry a gun, I still want to look a certain type of way. So for me, it was, okay, these purses are nice. They don't speak, hey, I'm a big, ugly, concealed carry purse, right? So I was like, okay. And then I worked with it. I took it to the range. I did dry fire with it. And I put those purses through some serious, serious tests. Like, it's not like, okay, I got a purse delivered and it's like, oh, look, this is the best new thing that's out there. No, it's going to have to be reliable for me to put my name on it. And
huge, yeah.
And I tell people, no one is paying me to say anything. There's no paycheck that anyone can write me for me to lose self-respect. Because my name is my name. Like, if I'm going to put Skip's Tactical on it, then that's my reputation. And I want people to find something that's reliable, affordable, and a lot of people just spend money that they really don't have trying to find that right product, or they don't know what good is or what bad is. So I'm here to show you, hey, if you like this, then this is out here. Oh, are you looking for a good cleaning product? This is a good cleaning product, because those other cleaning products has things in there that are really going to harm you, and you don't want something that's going to harm you, because when you're cleaning a gun, it may get on your hands and in your skin, right? But people don't think about that. It may be cheap, but that doesn't mean that it's good for you. So all the products that I'm out here buying, trying, and it's just to show people that there's a lot of things that are out there. You don't have to get the $1,000 gun, right? You can get the $400 gun and go invest in some training and be a phenomenal shooter. But you just be yourself and find the products that work for you, and don't worry about fitting in with everyone else, because you don't have to.
That's right. That's right. All right, let's do it like this. Let's sum it up, because I want, first of all, let me say this. I've been following, you know, from your IG page, you know, your Facebook page, and, you know, your podcast, because your podcast is about, don't get me wrong, it's less than 6 months, right? Or is that months?
It's like a baby. It's like 2 months old.
2 months old. Okay, I knew it was in it. But you've done a number of podcasts. You've done a number of them within a 2-month time period. So that's why my timing was off. I was like, man, she's done quite a few of these. And in that short period of time, it has grown. Like, just your production, and, you know, just your, you know, the quality, the time that you put into it. Your last one was probably your best one to date. I can really tell that you're putting a lot into it. You interviewed, matter of fact, yourself. You interviewed a young lady, not, you know, that you connected with. And once again, you're bringing quality to your brand. You're introducing the masses to, guess what? It's just not Skips that's out here making it happen. But we got other people in the community making it happen. So salute to you. I just wanted to make sure you knew that I'm seeing what you're doing, and it's a credit to, you know, to who you are. And I just want you to keep going. But before we let you go, do this. Run down everything that Skips can offer as it pertains to training, you know, resources, you name it.
Okay, so as far as training, I'm here local in the Tampa Bay area, but I can come to a city near you if you would like to. I can do group classes. And I do Florida concealed weapons classes. I do intro to pistol, intro to rifle, gun cleaning workshop, which is showing you how to actually clean your firearm. And I do youth classes as well. Those are the standard classes that I do, but I can do a customized class. I also do supervised range time, which is I'm coming to the range with you. You're not really comfortable, but I'm going to be there just in case you need me, because sometimes people just need someone else there along with them. And I do just one-on-one private classes, and I get a lot of families who want to do a private class. That's probably my most popular, is they're in this controlled environment and they're learning together. I can do, I'm starting to offer kind of like a one-on-one web session where you can ask your questions, you can talk to me virtually versus you having to be here in person in Tampa, Florida. And you can check me out on YouTube. I'm going to start posting more YouTube videos. I've been really active with trying to grow my social media because I want to get the word out there, even if it's that one more person that follows me and they see, oh, Skip's Tactical, Second Amendment. Oh, I need to check this out, right? I just started a podcast because there's people, I love podcasts personally. And if there's someone that I can reach in the podcast community, I want to reach them as well. And I want to empower them to protect themselves and just be informed. I have Facebook and Instagram, and every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, I do a Facebook Live video and Instagram Live at the same time. So Facebook, Instagram Live is called Talk to Me Thursday, and you can come on, you can interact with me, but I try to have people send me questions in ahead of time so that I can answer your personalized question on the live video.
Good deal. All right, so what's that social media handle?
On Facebook and Instagram, my handle is Skips Tactical Solutions. Oh, well, and my podcast and my YouTube is Skips Tactical Solutions. And if you want to join my Facebook group, it is Skips Tactical Solutions Family.
Oh, that's easy. That's good stuff. Kind of like my social media is just almost all the same thing. That's good deal. Hey, look, man, it was a pleasure talking to you. I really enjoyed just you know, just availing yourself. I think we did a pretty good job.
I think we did too.
I did. Hey, look, I wish nothing but the best for your business, for your brand. I wanted to continue to grow and just, you know, just bless the community at large, because if they know, like I know, it's needed. You know, we need people who really, really have an earnest, honest heart to help our people to get an understanding and not be fearful, because as much as people may not want to admit it, this is, you know, firearms is part of the fabric of America. It just is. I believe it's here to stay. And just like anything else, just like you do automobile safety, just the same way you use kitchen safety with utensils, there's a way to coexist with firearms and manage and be safe and do the right things with them. So I believe that you're blazing a path, you know, to help us with that. You know, we're never too old to learn. Okay. So, hey, look, from me to you, please keep it up. Keep doing your thing. And, you know, if there's anything I can do for us help spread the word out there about Skips, just let me know. Hit me up on IG or whatever and say, Rock, put this on your page and do whatever. And we'll go from there. Anything you want to say before you leave us?
One last thing I want to add is you can own a firearm and you don't have to conceal. You don't have to use the firearm for personal protection. There are a lot of other things that you can do with a firearm. You can go hunting, which going hunting, that is giving you a skill to help you go out and gather food for your family. You can do it as a competitive shooter. So there's football, there's basketball, then there's competitive shooting, right? There's just so many things that you can do when it comes to shooting. It's not, and it can be something that you can do as husband and wife, or it can be something that can bring your family together, and it can be a family outing, and you can get everyone out of the house and just go out and have fun. Every family that I've encountered when it has came to firearms, they all have left smiling from ear to ear. So get out there, just learn something new. Go to the range with someone if you're kind of intimidated. And if you are interested in anything more about Skips Tactical Solutions, you can also visit my website, which is skipstacticalsolutions.com.
That's it. That is it. I love it. Hey, once again, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
No problems. Hey, it's your brother SPEAKROC with your girl Skip, and we out. Peace.
Peace.